And welcome back to Retrospect My Fantasy. Today on Chillstream, we are going to be playing some more Dream Daddy Dating Simulator. But before we go into that, got a couple things to go over. Number one is that all of the music provided in our streams that is not from the games comes from the freemusicarchive.org. Yeah, I figured that out, which means when I go to the next one, we're going to have to bump that up as well because of the reset. But that's okay. We'll get it all working out so that next week is perfect. Anyway, the next thing that we need to talk about is that we have many ways that you can sponsor us. Everything from a subscription, like Mr. Henry has, to a follow, which is going to be that button right too far, right about there-ish. And then we also have our Humble sponsorship, where if you are looking to pick up any games, any dev tools, any ebooks, you can use our Humble link, and a portion of the sale helps support this channel. It helps support our chosen charity, Doctors Without Borders, and it also helps support whatever charity is sponsoring that sale. So if you're looking to pick up anything in the near future, please go check out Humble. Pretty soon here, once I get my next 2 paychecks, so in about a month, I'm going to be picking up Borderlands 3 via Humble, so that when we get to playing that series, we can, or when we get that far into the Borderlands series, we'll have that rip-roaring and ready to go. Let's see here. Oh, one other thing that we do here on Chillstream is we also like to try new beers and do a small review. So I'm going to read to you an excerpt from the company for which the beer we are trying today. This is the Furstenberg Black Forest Pils. It is from Germany. Pils stands for Pilsner. Once upon a time, in a small village on the edge of the Black Forest, one of Germany's first Pilsner-style beers was created by Furstenberg brewmaster Joseph Moons. Nowadays, we still brew our Furstenberg Black Forest Pils based on the original recipe. Driven by the love for extraordinary flavor, we use a special combination of the finest malts and Hallertau and Tettnang hops, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing those correct, to achieve crisp and refreshing character with a unique note of bitterness. Enjoy this tribute to the Black Forest, our home and heritage since 1283. So, this is the Black Forest Pilsner by Furstenberg. So we're going to pop that bad boy open, and then we will get into some more Dream Daddy. I had a frosted... Ooh, that has got a good smell to it. I had a frosted glass, but in the last 3 minutes, that became no longer very frosted. So let's see here. Pilsners are light beers. A lot of American macro brews like Anheuser-Busch and Coors, whatever company makes them, make Pilsners. The other big one is American-style lagers. Traditionally, I've not been a big fan of either Pilsners or American-style lagers because the only ones I've had are from macro brews in the U.S. But I thought I would give a new one a shot. So let us get into the game and give this beer a try. Okay, perfect. That mic is set. Come on, Dream Daddy. There we go. What I actually That was not my first thought when I thought of Black Forest. Mine was part of the Black Forest extends into Russia and the Ukraine because it's huge. And in the game Stalker, you get to go visit the portion that is in Ukraine briefly. That is definitely very crisp. And has almost... Oh. What? Why did the audio stop? Oh, okay, here we go. It is just a little bit before we did some amazingly embarrassing stuff with our daughter. Let's go talk to Robert and Brian. I glance across the yard and notice Robert and Brian chatting over drinks. Man, I don't think I want to deal with being one-upped by Brian or whatever happened with Robert last night. We made out with Robert in the doorway to his home, but did not end up staying with him that first night. If you weren't there for that. Oh no, they caught me staring. Oh no, Brian's waving me over. Shoot. I flash a smile and walk over to them. Ooh, look at that. I forgot about those anime eyes and eyebrows with the pompadour. I remember the shirt, though. I like that shirt. That's something that actually, I wouldn't wear that, but I would consider wearing it for, like, a cosplay or something. Hey, guys. Rap! How the heck are ya? Settling into the neighborhood all right? Oh, you betcha. Got the living room in order at least? Sorry, I need to get into character. That's great to hear. I've been doing some living room work as well. Finally got the 50-inch in there. The game looks great in high def. Oh boy. Oh. Rap, have you met Robert yet? Yeah, we've met. Robert regards me over his whiskey. Good seeing you again. We were just talking about the most recent camping trip. Spent a night in the woods with Daisy and Maxwell. She's definitely an outdoorsy one. Even caught her first fish. Oh. It's good to see you taking your daughters out like that. I bet she loved it. Oh. And it's great that she loves the outdoors. Mine loves being inside. Brian raises an eyebrow at me. Being inside, making art. She won a local competition for art. Yep. Huh. Did I put that on too strongly? Robert stares at me blankly for a second. Anyway, whoa. I haven't gone camping in years. Not since the last time. Same here. Well, things change once you have a kid. Wait. What happened the last time? Hey. Robert takes a long sip of his whiskey. Well, old Johnny Boy and me were out in the back country. Johnny Boy's a strong kid. A strong kid. Met in my army days before comes from Kansas. They build them tougher out there. Anyway, things go south pretty quick. Johnny Boy breaks his ankle when the rope bridge snaps. You could see the bone popping out through the skin. Johnny Boy's screaming now, crying for his mama, losing blood. We're 2 days out from the next living soul, and here I am with my dear friend bleeding out in front of me. I'm able to dress the wound, but now I got a fireman carry a 6-foot, 180-pound man over some of the toughest terrain I've ever been in. I won't lie to you, there were moments during those 2 days when I thought about leaving old Johnny Boy. But you build a bond with your brothers in arms, and that bond never breaks. I got that boy back to civilization, but I lost some of me out there. Guess that's camping for you. Brian and I stare in disbelief. Robert takes another long sip of his whiskey. I'm just kidding. My friend John and I went inner tubing down a river, and he lost a flip-flop. Missed that kid.
Hey.
Brian and I laugh nervously. Or am I kidding? Brian and I tense up again. I'm kidding.
Hey.
Amanda and Daisy barrel up to us laughing. Daisy is holding a paper plate in front of her like a steering wheel. Oh god, I haven't come up with a voice for Daisy yet. We gotta get off this haunted oh, that's not gonna work. For now, we gotta get off this haunted truck. Oh no, the ghosts locked the doors.
Right.
Quick, hit the emergency escape button. But trucks don't have emergency escape buttons.
Hey.
Then hit the brakes, I guess. And then we'll get out of the truck. The imaginary truck. Anyway, we're safe from ghosts. But how will we ever survive the Arctic tundra? Daisy, you might have to eat me. Are you prepared to do that? I'm prepared to do anything to survive. That's cold-blooded. Sorry, that was a little bit too much Robert in there. That's cold-blooded. I like that. Although I'm not sure I have the materials required to properly cook you. I agree. You know, that reminds me of the last time I went skiing. Robert? Wait a second. Are you guys playing Long Haul Ice Road Paranormal Ghost Truckers? Yeah. Amanda and I love that show.
Hey.
It's the best. Especially that episode where Colum hides Flint's keys and Flint retaliates by breaking an ancient cursed urn and sending the spirit after him. Yeah, it's such a quality reality television. I don't watch a whole lot of television, but I do enjoy that show. That and war documentaries. All right, Daisy. I found us a couple of bugs. They're going to make a great meal. Lots of protein. Going to keep us from starving out here in the harsh, icy wasteland. But there's a whole food of table right over there. Daisy? Daisy, it's a game. We're playing pretend. It's what kids do. Live a little. Amanda gives Daisy a handful of gummy worms from the snack table. They eat them with mock disgust. Let's go find kindling for fire.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not an actual fire. Because we're playing pretend?
All right.
Now you're getting it. Daisy and Amanda run off. What a cute couple of kids.
Hey.
Man, I've never seen her get along with anyone so quickly. I guess Amanda just sort of has that way with kids. That's kind of amazing. Daisy doesn't really get along with kids her age. It's nice that he's not trying to one-up me this time. Maybe we can have a regular friendship after all. Really?
Oh.
She just kind of keeps to herself. Her teachers say she spends every recess in the library. I think the other kids are intimidated by her intelligence. There it is. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Amanda was shy at Daisy's age too. She used to have a habit of crawling under tables and crying every time we took her to a restaurant. She bit people too. Oh, kids, right? Gotta love them. You're required to by law. I hear that.
Oh.
Well, since they're getting along so well, maybe we should try to put together a play date for them. They do seem to get along really well, but the thought of continually hearing about all of Brian's accomplishments is rough. Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Go meet some of the other fellas.
Oh.
All right, we already did that. And without further ado, let's work some magic. Joseph closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and gets to work with the greatest of ease. He sets patties on the grill, flourishing as he flips the spatula in the air. It's easily some of the best scroll work I've seen. You guys think this is my first time in front of a grill? He's working faster now, effortlessly tossing cheese onto patties and perfectly grilling onions on the side. One after another, the dads take notice and crowd around Joseph to admire his masterful technique. You probably didn't know this, Rat, but Joseph's known around here for his grillmanship. He's ungrillevable.
Dude!
I've tried to get on his level, but I just can't catch up.
Oh.
Let us keep studying. He has a rare quality about him.
Ugh.
Mustard, do we keep talking about this? Can't we just appreciate the artiste?
Hey.
I've never seen him make a mistake.
Ah.
Okay, we need to stop. This is getting too cheesy. Please stop. All of the children at the party boo the glorious display of puns in unison.
Wink.
All right, guys, food's ready. Please form an orderly barbecue. Amanda groans. We all grab our food and hang out enjoying a perfectly cooked cheeseburgers.
Eh.
Sounds nice. Man, it's so wild how all of us dads live in the same cul-de-sac. I know. It's almost like dating sims are this weird sort of coincidence of things that don't happen.
Oh.
Kinda nice, isn't it? It feels like we're a real community here. Totally helps when you're just a single dad trying to raise a kid. We're happy to have you here, man. I think you're gonna like this neighborhood a lot. Plus, Amanda seems to be getting along with all of the kids. If she decides to get into babysitting games, she'll make a killing. Yeah. Why don't you add us all on your dad book? Dad book? Oh. Yeah, it's a great social network for dads to keep in touch with each other. We're all on it, so if you ever need to reach out to anyone, that's the simplest way to do it.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm just an old-fashioned dad. Social media goes over my head sometimes. Don't worry, Pops. I'll help you figure it out. Rest of the barbecue goes smoothly. We all trade stories and drink beer as our kids play on the lawn. Amanda breaks up a fight between Carmencita and those weird twins. I think they wanted her soul. I mean, they're not that creepy. Amanda and I walk back to our place as the sun sets over the neighborhood. Pretty fun party, don't you think? I'm going to get LinkedIn notifications out of this. I just know it. You don't think it's nice that people want to connect with you? Not when their affection jams up my inbox, metaphorically speaking. Well, hey, at least you met some other cool dads. You should hit them up on Dadbook. Maybe I will, if I ever figure out how social media works. I have a good feeling about this place. Me too, Dad. This is a good neighborhood. Amanda and I arrive home with the remnant of our veggie plate. Oh, yeah, that's right. We took a veggie plate over. Seems like nobody was really into the cauliflower. Here's the secret to veggie plates at parties. There's usually only one or two people that are into the cauliflower. No one else will touch it. So just get a veggie plate that doesn't have cauliflower, because those people also like broccoli, and all veggie plates come with broccoli. Any big plans for this evening? Actually, yeah. I'm going out with some friends. Oh? Is that okay? Of course. Just keep me posted and be home before midnight. You got it. And be careful. I will. Make good choices. Of course. And call me if you need anything. Dad, you're not going to do the thing where you wait silently for me to come home in the living room with all the lights off, are you? What? No. I've never done that, and I never will do that. Okay. Do you have plans for tonight? My plans were kind of to eat ice cream and watch TV with Amanda, but I'll find something to do. I'm gonna... You know, dad stuff. I'm just gonna relax tonight. Have fun, okay? Great. See you later. I watch Amanda drive off into the night. I really do hope she has fun. I plop down in front of the TV and turn on some Wine and Dine Mastermind with celebrity chef Gavin Chapman. Looks like Gavin's making a roasted rack of lamb with rosemary mashed potatoes. That sounds amazing. I'm so hungry right now. I'd love to be able to cook like that. Although I think if I was actually good at cooking, I'd use my powers for evil. Like, just making baked Alaskas all day, instead of any food for real nutritional substance. Man, Gavin Chapman just caught that thing on fire. But he meant to do it. What a professional. I lose track of time as I blaze through several episodes of Wine and Dine Mastermind, and also one episode of some cooking show called Meat Hell. I'm not even sure what that one was about. Just a lot of yelling. I glance at my watch. Man, it's almost midnight. I should check in with Amanda. I send a text. Hey kiddo, you good? I wander into the kitchen as I wait for a reply. Amanda's phone is almost always in her hand, so I'm sure she'll respond soon, unless she's driving home now, in which case I hope she doesn't respond soon, because I definitely taught her better than to text and drive. I reach into the freezer and grab an ice cream sandwich. It's a little late for this, but I think it earned it after a long day of socializing. I check my watch again, then my phone. Nothing yet. Okay, see, now I'm worried. Do I call her? Do I call the cops? No, it's too soon for that. I'll just send her a gentle reminder text. What's up? Half an hour passes. Now I'm really worried. The episode of Gavin Chapman's Meat Hell are not only not assuaging my anxiety, but possibly exacerbating it with all the yelling. So I keep pacing around the house, waiting for her to come back. Why didn't I find out where she was going? Who was she even with? Why don't I know any of her friends' phone numbers? Why don't I even know any of her friends' full names? Who is Emma P? I decide to send another text. Amanda, please text me and let me know you're okay. I can't help but think of all the awful things that could have happened to her. Oh, thank God, it's her. Amanda opens the door and shuffles in. Finally, she's back home. I'm glad she's okay. Sup? Sweetie, thank God you're safe. Yep. But now that I know she's okay, I'm really mad. Why didn't you answer my texts? Amanda pulls her phone out of her pocket. Oh, whoops. Guess I didn't see those. She starts to walk to her room. Amanda Ann. Whoa, you're pulling out the middle name now? Amanda, you came home an hour and a half after your curfew, and you didn't respond to any of my texts. You really freaked me out. I was about to call the cops. Dad, you're seriously overreacting. You're not going to be like this when I go off to school, are you? You're my only daughter. Well, I can't give you a play-by-play of everything I do all the time. I'm 18. You shouldn't even be giving me a curfew in the first place. I sit down on the couch and put my head in my hands. I feel very tired all of a sudden. You really scared me. Just... please don't do that again. All right. I'm going to go to bed now. Amanda closes the door to her room and I head to mine. Jeez. As I'm falling asleep, one thing she said to me echoes in my mind. You're not going to be like this when I go off to school, are you? I definitely didn't sleep well last night. I brewed some strong coffee and mixed some scrambled eggs for Amanda as a peace offering. She eventually wanders into the kitchen. Hey, I thought about what you said last night. I should have texted you. I said I was going to do it, and I didn't. I honestly just didn't even think about it. I'm really sorry, Pops. I won't do it again. Well? I also thought about it, and I'll try to give you more space from here on out. I gotta trust that you're gonna take care of yourself. Team Scallion? Team Scallion. Amanda gives me a hug. Want some eggs? You know it. Sprinkle some cheese on them? Already did.
Yeah.
Bless you. Amanda scarfs down the eggs in the time it takes me to wash the pan. All right, I'm off to school. Smell you later. Wait, one more thing before you go. What? What's Dadbook?
Ugh.
It's a social media platform. Wait. What? What's a social media platform? Dad, I have to go to school. Come on, Amanda. I'm an old man. I can't put together dad book profile on my own. All right. I'll hope you sound interesting on the internet. Amanda spends the next couple minutes setting up my profile on Dadbook, which, as it turns out, a place where dads can get together to talk about fatherhood.
Dad.
All right, Pops. We got to fill out your profile. Let's get some likes and dislikes. All right. On Friday night, you are most likely to polish and sort my Netflix and grill, baby. Fall asleep watching the History Channel. Okay, yeah, I torment my children with dad puns. Sink blissfully into oblivion. Well, I did that while in high school, back when the History Channel actually showed things about history. So let's go with Netflix and grill, baby. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? Trusty grill. The Lost Shaker of Salt. I don't get that one. Castaway on DVD for instruction. A boat, obviously. I don't need anything. My survival skills have trained me for this day. I don't get this reference. I'm assuming it's a reference to Lost, but I don't actually know. What are your turn-ons? Strong dad arms, tennis shoes with long white socks, a well-manicured lawn, street smarts, top-tier grillmanship, comfortable with crying. Huh, I wonder which dads these correspond to. Huh. What did you want to be when you grew up? Technical writer for manuals and instructions, salty boat captain, pro skater who's also an astronaut, a good father, the president of space. What's your favorite movie genre? Sean Connery's entire film. Oh boy. Oh, laser discs. Romantic comedies, whatever will make me cry. Old comedies that haven't aged well. What's your ideal date? Napping together, doing a 1,000-piece puzzle together, eating a healthy dinner by 4 p.m. Trying to geocache, but getting hopelessly lost. Arson. Being emotionally vulnerable. But you never leave home without. A sensible cardigan. My sick vape. My book of word jumbles and a pen. A cool knife. My crippling low self-esteem. I frequently forget my phone, keys, and wallet at home sometimes. Spend a lot of time thinking about conspiracy theories, how proud I am of my child, potential ends of the world, if I'll ever be able to love myself as much as I love my grill. Wow, okay. When I can next get a cup of coffee. Oh, that is definitely where I spend my day doing. See, that wasn't so bad. Yeah, that was actually kind of fun. I could totally spend all day here just looking at people's profiles.
Yeah.
You should message one of them. Or more than one of them. All these dads seem pretty interesting. Okay. I promise I'll make some friends.
Huh.
Amanda gives me a hug. Go get him, Dad. All right. Now we can
Welcome.
be friends.
You've got dads.
Hi, Rep. It's me, your dear old friend from way back in the day, Dadmanda. I'm delighted to see you sign up for Dadbook. They've recently added this exciting new messenger service, so you may find yourself receiving messages from other dads like yourself. Take care not to miss them. Amanda, is that you? What are you doing on Dadbook? Why, Rap, I never. We've known each other since business school. How could you possibly confuse me for your amazing and talented and easy to buy things for a daughter? Though I am, of course, flattered, you should buy Amanda more things. Amanda, you know I didn't go to business school. I barely even managed to get my degree. Wait. No. Wow. I didn't say that. You never heard that. This is gold. I was a great student, I swear. I graduated at the top of my class because I worked hard and ate all my vegetables. Totally holding on to this for later. Wait, do you even remember what I majored in? I declined to comment. Cool. Alright, so that's our conversation with Amanda. Ooh, which dad? How do you do? I finally decided to join the Information Superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. A letter? How formal. On Friday nights, you are most likely to listen to a true crime podcast while I taxidermy my newest specimen. Cool. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? A coffin? What are your turn-ons pronouncing bosom wrong? What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat? What is your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. Nice. It's night. What's your ideal? It's night. We're at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. He never leaves home without an upside down cross, and he spends a lot of time thinking about mortality salience. Okay, so that's Damien. Let's learn about, well, what's Craig up to on here? Dad of 3, business entrepreneur, and fitness enthusiast. Juggling work, family, and fitness is a tough gig, but someone's got to do it. On Friday night, he is most likely to get one last good cardio session in. If you had to take one thing with him on a desert island, it would be a box of energy bars. His turns-ons are a sub 6-minute... Wow. He wanted to be a beer pong champion when he grew up. His favorite is buddy cop movies. His ideal date is scaling a huge, dangerous mountain for fun. He would never leave home without an extra tube of energy gel. And he spends a lot of time thinking about my mile time. Used to be so good. What happened? Have I peaked? You know, I'm... Sorry, guys. I don't... There's a lot of good choices here. I'm really into Damien. His answers were awesome. Oh, who, Craig? Yeah, Craig is totally a Chad, but he's a cool guy. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dadbook page and type out a message. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien is typing. Then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer and make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. Rap? I must confess my excitement to receive your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me as a gentleman, as in a gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon of tea and a stroll around my garden. Should it please you, till then, adieu. Yours, humbled, D. Bloodmarch. Hey, Amanda!
Oh.
Amanda pops out of her room. Her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she's been crying. Hey, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Yeah, totally. I'm cool.
Yeah?
I just found out that the succulent I've been watering and singing to for the last 3 months was actually made out of plastic. Even the dirt was fake. Oh, honey. Clearly something else is wrong, but I think we're just going to surface level commiserate with her. I can buy you a new one if you want. A real one this time. That's sweet, but I rescued that plant. And now that I know it's a fake, She clenches her fists with determination. I'm still gonna love it no matter what. Is this what being a parent is like? Yes, sweetie. Make sure it gets a good college. You know you can talk to me about anything, right? Yeah, that's why I'm sharing with you my succulent woes. Okay, just remember that it's okay to be sad. And also remember that I love you very much. And only want what's best for you. Alright, geez. Don't make me cry again. Can you help me with something?
Aw.
Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No. Can you interpret this for me?
Eh?
I turned the computer to Amanda, and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate to each other now? Oh, totally. This is a hot new thing. See, Dad? Kids got over saying LOL and LMAO or whatever and decided that we needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack your pen and quill? Dad, how will you address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you will never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or... So, you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time, and now you're reciting things to me you know about it back to me, aren't you? Like, the first 5 pages? Then I read the review of the movie. Still gotta be, though. Great. So what do I do to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards. Rap. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. I'll make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more like a manor? Estate? The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles in the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornate carved bat head of a door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes through the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil paintings of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. Maybe one of them is, but that's definitely a dog. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. How do I feel? Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Rap, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry, there was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked? I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Right. Right. Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason. And this is one of the oldest homes on the block. Yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I've been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are. Onward, more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall. Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. Sunlight streaming from the floor-to-ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined and packed with bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. I would be too. Look at this. This is amazing. Oh, he liked that. You know, Rep, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. True that. I have never been so dastardly as when I'm reading a book, or have just finished a tawdry novel that inspires rebellion and other angsty teenage feelings. I pull a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants.
Ah!
Oh, okay. I think that's enough. Damien writes Naruto fanfic. I had no idea. I like this guy even more. I have never read any Naruto fanfic. I've never written any Naruto fanfic. Hell, I barely even watched the first few seasons of the show, but I like this guy. That's a rare book from my private collection. Oh, he really likes the butterflies. I walk to the window, and I'm greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughter on his back. Damn, he sees me waving happily doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn! Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of full-length 20 hours a week gazing longingly out full-length windows? Wait, really? No. But Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. I walk up to the glass display with pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. Ah, the pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set up upon a beautiful, tiered silver tray. I have a seat in one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves some tea. This is a very good Pilsner. I'm not generally a fan of light beers, or light colored beers, but because they typically have a lot of hops in them. But this is just kind of refreshing, crisp almost. I mean, it's a little flat now. At the very beginning, it was very crisp, but as it is settled, it's the malt flavor has settled and the hops has come out a little bit more. so it's got a lot more sour notes to it as it's settled, but it's still very good. Still smells amazing as well. This is one of the better smelling beers I've ever had. I think I'd give that a solid, like, 6? 6 out of 10? And for a light beer, for me, that's huge. Most light beers wouldn't get above a 2. But I'm sure there are many, many more over there off to the side that will also be getting high grades, because I typically don't go for lighter beers because I know I don't like them. But I figured, you know, while we're trying out a whole bunch of beers for Chill Stream, might as well expose myself to beers that I might not otherwise choose. No, back to the game. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What? It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the latter time of day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables on which they were served. Oh. My dear friend, we are currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. It's a cloak, actually, but thank you. Victorian fashion is very important to me. You pull it off quite well. His eyeshadow game is, like, on point. Oh, thank you. Regardless of my historical leanings, it is very important to me to present myself well. It has taken a long time to come up with a style that's both true to form and representative of myself, but I'm very happy with how I dress. I do get a lot of strange looks, yes, but it's something that brings me a great deal of joy, so I don't mind. To be able to wake up in the morning, pick from my closet a variety of cloaks, waistcoats, and top hats, and even binders that are period appropriate feels amazing. You wear top hats? You don't? What got you interested so interested in goth stuff?
Oh.
Well, when I was a young boy, my father told me. Didn't he take you into the city? Sorry? Did you go see the marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously?
Oh.
I do love to see a marching band. Or I'd love to see a marching band. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into a sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea.
Oh.
I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and to try and live the life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Tell me, Rap, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do. But I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing and, quite honestly, rather attractive. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. Are we Tyler Durden? Are we Peggy Hill? Or do we like to juggle? I'm sorry, I don't know any famous characters from TV that or movies that are jugglers. Soap is an important achievement in modern society, getting rid of germs and stuff. I would say that the people who make soap are true heroes. To watch them work is an honor. I tried making some with Amanda once, and we both had to go to the doctor for the rashes, which I guess goes to show that you should leave it to the professionals. How you doing, Kassan? We finished our tea and finger sandwiches.
How delightful.
Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers flourish in beautiful landscaped rows. A small stone path my butt, weaves through it, and butterflies float lazily through the air. My garden, it's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. It's true, if you ever look up, like, rose color meanings, it's a world. So if you ever are interested in sending a bouquet to someone to express a very particular set of potentially complicated feelings, look up the meaning of flowers, because I guarantee you, oh no, I don't guarantee you, but there's a very good chance that the person you're sending them to has at least a minimum of knowledge about this sort of thing. Like, everyone knows that red roses are a symbol of romance, for instance. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants. I did not know this. It was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous, bright orange flower off a vine. Lilium bulbiferum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? Oh, we got some eggplants. He liked that. The orange lily actually is symbolic of pure hatred. Well, and that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? I can't pick? Of these, I think honeysuckle. They smell really good. And you can eat the tiniest little drop of nectar when you pull the stem out. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? Nobody's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, nice. Oh, Rapple, excuse me, I must take this. Hold on. If I think what's going to happen is going to happen, we need to... Dang it. Go for it. Well, I hope I made sure streamer mode is enabled. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. Here we can save. And then title. Yep. We need to go to the title so that we can make sure streamer mode is enabled so that we don't get potentially... There we go. Hey, it's a good thing we did that. There's music in this game that is was officially licensed for the game, but that YouTube and Twitch algorithms still automatically seeks out and mutes. And despite the bands whose music was used in this game trying to make it whitelisted on all platforms, it still gets muted and is uncontestable. So they put that in there after like a week. I think it's like the one and only update. This makes me wish I'd put a little more effort into the garden than Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh, hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle.
Fix that garg.
Nope, that's the head. What? Okay. There we are. There we are. Nope. What do you mean? Oh, it's upside down.
Goal!
There we go. Hey, we got an S rank. Nice. That was a close one. Uh-oh. Here comes Damien. He looks upset.
Ah!
Rap, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There is an urgent matter that I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. Oh, no problem, dude. Everything all right? Damien worries the hem of his coat with the fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucian. What's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs me to come to school post-haste. Do you need help? Oh, no. You don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go. Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien. You're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to this, to the my kids are in trouble rodeo.
Huh.
What is it this time? This? Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall in step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement. They don't sound happy. As I am led to the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. We find another teacher in a boiler room, tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucian and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucian has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What is happening here? Ernest punched me. Lucian tried to kill me. The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was trying to put another brick in a wall around you to see what would happen. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa. Wait a second. Lucian, did you try to cask of Amontillado Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turn to Damien and whisper to him, What's cask of Amontillado? It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets an enemy drunk and lures him down into a cellar with a promise of wine of a fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. So, what? Lucian, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him in there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I had lied about the wine. And you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad?
What?
It took you 20 minutes. Son, you just had an entire 2-week unit on the Cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize that Lucien was leading you to an elaborate ruse. Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages, and then read the review of the movie.
Sweet Manchego!
It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucien to read it for me.
I don't know.
Actually, he didn't even pay me. So when you think about it, it was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see the problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucien high five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in tense silence. Lucien, Damien, and I all pile into my car and begin to drive home. Lucien immediately puts up his hood and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you, and I can see that you are struggling, so if you decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you can even spend the next week looking for a summer job. I know how much you want to own your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Me too. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucien continues staring out the window. I love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucien hops out of the car and slams the door and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's alright. And all things considered, Lucien's bricklaying was pretty good, so there's a silver lining. There is that, yes. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would have done either of us any favors. It rarely does. You're a good dad. Oh, eggplants and sweat. Oh boy. See you around soon. It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo! What you watching?
Yeah.
Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition. I hate this show. The couple of on-screen bicker back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd the afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to school to pick up Lucien since he tried to lure Ernest down into the cellar with promise of a fine vintage and then tried to brick him into the wall, right? How did you know that? Has everyone read this story except me? Lucien live streamed the entire thing. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy's a character. But he's a really good company and a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. Proud parent. Friendship. We're not so dark.
I'm sensing a romance between us. A chemical romance. What? That's a band?
Nice. Nice. While I'm doing my afternoon word jumbles, I hear the mail truck pull through the cul-de-sac. I wonder if I got any coupons today. The nice mail person slides a couple letters and a large yellow envelope through the slot. It takes a couple of tries to get them in. Hey, my coupons! I take a closer look at the large yellow envelope. I lightly knock on Amanda's door. She probably has her headphones on. Amanda! She yells through the door. What? I have something for you. I'm kinda busy right now. Can you come back later? Okay. I just thought you'd want this big old envelope we got from HIA. Immediately, Amanda pushes her door open. Horn Institute for the Arts? I mean, if you're busy, I can come back. Father, please. I hand her the envelope, which she tears open with her teeth. That's probably bad for your teeth. She doesn't seem to hear me and spits out the piece of envelope. She pulls out a letter and unfolds it. And? The suspense is killing me. This is her dream school. Amanda's face is unreadable. I can't believe this. Oh, honey. It's okay if you did. I got in! Oh! I got in! Amanda tosses the letter and aside and gives me a big hug. Congrats, sweetie. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. She pulls away and looks at the letter again. Oh my god. I really can't believe I got in. Well, of course you got in. You're a great student. You nailed that interview, and your photography is incredible. Wait. Dad?
Oh.
I know this one's really expensive. And it's so far away. I think for a moment. HIA was one of the more expensive schools that Amanda applied to, but I know she's had her heart set on it for the longest time. It'll be tough, but we're gonna make it work. Really? Of course. Amanda hugs me again. Thanks, Dad. Okay, sweetie. We're celebrating tonight. Dinner. Your choice. Wherever you want. Wherever? Amanda and I walk along the bayside, tearing into foil-wrapped burritos from the nearby food truck. You could have chosen anywhere in Maple Bay. Cost was not a determining factor. Please, Dad. You know I'm a simple gal. Just give me a Rito with a view. I can't say I'm mad. Amanda and I sit on a patch of grass and watch the ships sail lazily through the bay.
Yeah.
And the dorms are right near a bunch of cafes, and there's all these galleries nearby, and there's a discount if you bring your student ID, and Amanda, slow down. You're gonna choke on your burrito. I know, I'm just excited. Did I mention that students get their own studio space once they're seniors? And we get all the professional photo editing software for free. It's nice to see Amanda so enthusiastic about HIA, but I wish she wouldn't do this between bites of burrito. I thought I taught her to chew with her mouth closed. I wonder who my roommate's gonna be. You take a survey online and they match you with someone with a similar major and interests. I bet we're gonna be best friends. Craig and I were. A good roommate can be a lifelong friend. But don't even get me started on bad roommates. Oh no. I'm just kidding. We didn't have bad roommates. Our only other roommate was a puppy that Craig brought home one night. We spent a semester fabricating a story about our new foreign exchange student had a really bad cough and sounded exactly like a dog's bark. Carl ruled.
Yes.
Oh! They let you have animals in the dorms if you get a note saying you need one. I bet I could forge one. I thought I'd get a rabbit. Or maybe a snake? Or maybe both. Would the snake eat the rabbit, though? Oh boy. I think I'll leave that up to you. She's so excited. I don't want to disappoint her, but I need to be real for a second. So, you know I had that talk with Mr. Vega. He didn't tell you about the dumpster fire, did he? What? No? I don't want to put a damper on good news, but I need you to knock off knock it out at the park these last few months of school, okay? If you really want to go to Horns, we need that scholarship money. I know you can do that. Okay. I promise I'll try harder. I pat her on the back. Think you can handle a 14-hour drive to come home for the holidays? There's going to be some treacherous ice roads to cross. And don't even get me started on paranormal occurrences. Well, it'll be worth it if I get to see you. My eyes immediately well up with tears. Oh, Dad, don't cry. Sorry, I'm just very, very proud of you. You're all grown up, and now you're such a good person, and I hope you know how important you are to me. Dad, stop. You're gonna make me cry too. It's too late, honey. It's happening. Dad, I can't get tears in my burrito. It's gonna make it taste sad. I pull Amanda in for a hug and kiss her on the forehead. Love you, kiddo. Love you too, Pops. Aw. Such a nice
Welcome.
little scene.
You've got dads.
Hey, Rap. How are you feeling? What are you feeling about poker? Beyond hardly knowing her. Poker, I hardly know her. There it is. Well, good talk. Wait, I actually like poker. I just saw that joke and I had to take a shot. Please, Matt, I'm a dad. I'm contractually obligated. No, I get that. Anyway, we've been playing weekly poker games and I figured I'd send you an invite. That sounds great. I love losing money. Cool, dude. See you soon. Or do we want to continue on our dates with Damien? No, we'll go play some poker. Why not? We'll hang out one night with the other guys. Matt invited me to a poker night at Joseph's house. I put my going out coat and walk over. Across the way I spot Matt, who's walking over from his own house. He's got a case of beer in his arm. Crap, I should have brought something. Hey, man. Crap, I should have brought something. No worries, man. It's your first time. Just bring a full wallet. How long have you guys been doing this for? Years, buddy. Just a nice way to keep in touch with the guys. It's never really high stakes. I pass through the fence enclosing Joseph's backyard. Craig, Brian, and Joseph hover around the patio, drinking beer and chatting. Robert sits in the corner, brooding as usual. Rap, I'm glad you could make it.
Oh.
So am I. I'm psyched to take all your money. Just like the old times? Craig's the resident shark. We prefer the term person who's good at poker. I'm well aware Craig's always been suspiciously good at poker. Are you still as terrible as you were in college? Hey, I wasn't terrible. I'm not bad at poker. I'm definitely good at poker. Everyone stares at me. Okay, maybe that was a little too defensive. Okay, I'm bad at poker. There's no way you're as bad as Joseph. Joseph shrugs. This is basically my tithing. I'm giving back to my community.
Wink.
Plus, I'm happy just to sit here and eat all of Brian's snacks.
Hey.
Guess who brought the pigs in blanket?
Oh.
Not Craig. Hey. My cheese... Is that chia seed and granola energy bars are just as delicious.
Ah.
Everybody laughs. Let's just get the game going. We all take seats at the table and Matt starts stealing cards. The first couple of rounds go by easily and I'm getting the hang of things, but it's obvious that Craig is running the show here. Craig, how did you get so good at this? Pretty easy. You just start by getting the feeling for everybody's tell, like Matt will scratch his ear. Hey! Brian adjusts his pants when he's trying to lie. Now, wait a second. And I think you just loudly announce to the whole room when you have a good hand. Yep, that's me. That's not too far off. What's Joseph's tell? Everything. Literally everything. That man is an open book. He couldn't lie if he tried. Well, at least I have God on my side. See? He can't even say that with a straight face. What about Robert? Honestly, the man's an enigma. Robert raises a glass of whiskey in a solemn salute. I think he'd wipe the floor with us if he actually tried. I'm just here because I enjoy the company.
Hey.
Robert pulls out his phone and stares at it. Robert, is that a flip phone? Yeah. What are you, a drug dealer now? Yeah, what do you need? Horse? Speed? Tijuana Johnnies?
Hey.
I can get the street stuff easy, but if you're looking for something more exotic or designer, that's maybe 72 hours and a favor called. Maybe I won't need you today. Maybe I won't need you tomorrow. But someday. Oh. I think I'm good. Right.
Hey.
But still, if you got the coin, I got the goods. I dropped my phone in the toilet. This is a backup until I get it replaced under warranty. Everybody murmurs their sympathies. We've all been there. I have not. I don't get how people drop their phones in toilets all the time. I've dropped my phone once. It was immediately as the clerk handed it to me, so that didn't bode well right out the gate, but I've only dropped it that one time. We go back to playing. I really gotta stop eating these pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket, I don't know, but they're really good. I think there might be cheese in them. Oof. Oof. I don't know if I got enough to raise you around on this round. You can always bet your firstborn.
Hey.
If you think you can handle another one, be my guest. Briar and Hazel are a handful, to say the least. Buddy, you think 3 kids is a handful? Try 4. I'm operating at 100% dad capacity at all times. Actually, it's technically 5.
Yeah.
Christine saw a commercial for one of those dolls that poop and wouldn't stop asking for it. We ended up getting it for her birthday, but she's so grossed out by the fake baby poop, she makes me change the diapers. So now I'm changing a real baby and a fake baby.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of poop in my household right now. Daisy got one of those a while back. One night, I walked in on her after she had tried to take the doll apart to see how the poop mechanism worked. But then she couldn't put it back together and started crying. Poop everywhere.
Ah.
Fake poop, but still. That reminds me. Wait. Do we all have poop doll stories?
Ah.
Everyone nods in agreement. Guys, I really don't need any more poop in my life than there is already. Can we just get back to the poker and not talk about poop? Matt deals out another hand. We quickly forget about poop. We run out of pigs in a blanket and we switch over to Craig's healthy snack food. It actually isn't terrible.
Oh.
These kale chips are phenomenal. We should sell these at the coffee shop. It's my own recipe. I'd be happy to give it to you guys. I can see it now. Pierce the kale. Chips.
Hey, yeah.
Pierce the Veil is a popular post-hardcore screamo band out of San Diego. Sure, why not, Matt? We all look at Matt confused. It's maybe not any of your wheelhouses. How's the shop nowadays?
Hey.
Busy as ever. I'm toying with the idea of hiring another person to work the counter, but I haven't found a good candidate.
Oh.
If Amanda's looking for a summer gig, let me know. That's real nice of you, but I think she's been burned too badly by coffee shops before. Literally, not figuratively.
Hey.
Matt cocks his head to the side. I'll ask her, though. We get down to the final hand of the night, and it's Craig in the lead by a landslide. Joseph has long since lost all of his chips and taken to tidying up, refusing any help from the rest of us. Brian deals us all cards.
Ah.
So what's it gonna take for Robert to give a damn about this round? Robert looks up from his half-empty glass of whiskey. Do you really want to unleash the beast? Well, now I'm curious. Those two are too close together. Well, now I'm curious. I got a long history of being a gambling man, but I'll only do it if you make it interesting. None of this penny chips nonsense. I got a Lily's 18-year single blend sitting in my closet right now. Was saving it for when River turns 21, but I'm willing to put it up as collateral.
Hey.
And now you're talking my language. He throws the keys to his truck on the table. She's seen better days, but she can still pull a tree out of the ground. Nope. Myself and everybody else at the table immediately folds. Deal the cards, Bry Guy. Are you guys sure you wanna? You heard the man. Deal.
Hey.
Brian deals the next round of cards. Craig stares daggers at Robert, who casually sips his whiskey. So, I want to know what you might be thinking. Robert put his old workhorse up for grabs. His only mode of transportation. At a time in his life, his only home. How could he be so sure of his abilities in gambling? I'll tell you right now, Craig. I wasn't always like this. I was a lot like you. Smart, talented, cocksure of my own luck. Great biceps. But it didn't last long, though. I lost everything in a game of Pai Gao in the back room of a Shenzhen tea house on what I thought were a 3-day business trip. Everything gone. Clothes, money, identification, you name it. I woke up in a ditch next to the Zhaozhou Park and had to make a new life from there. It took me 3 years to beg, borrow, and steal my way back to American soil. And in those 3 years, I saw the greatest depths of the human soul, of human fear, loved deeper than I ever had, and lost all many more times over. I've seen my own death, Craig. I know how I die. It's not like this. So let's make this more interesting. Robert produces the deed to his house from his jacket. And who keeps the deed to their house in their jacket? All I have and all I am. Are you prepared to go the distance?
Oh.
Craig wipes the sweat from his brow. He studies Robert's face intently, searching for any sort of tell he can find. Robert casually sips his whiskey again. I fold. Everybody erupts. Fine, the whiskey's yours. And that's why you don't dance with the devil. So what was it? Were you bluffing, or did you have the cards? That's for me to take to my grave, fellas. Next week, boys?
Yeah.
Next week.
Hey,
You got it.
Hey.
I'll be there. Welcome to the exclusive club for people who are a little terrified of Robert. We all say our goodbyes and head our separate ways. Yeah,
welcome.
Robert's awesome, but
You've got dads.
still a little messed up. Okay, no new text messages. Let's go on another date with Damien. Ooh, that felt good. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. Wonder what he's up to. I open up Dad book and start writing him a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me the piece of old parchment, folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. Damn, the dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads, Dearest Rap, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing, rather than trying. One can only hope my use of the slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now, I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unforeseen, your companionship helped a great deal. not only in the discipline of my child, but in the in the morale of my spirit, and for that I thank you. That said, Rap, if you will allow me, it would mean the world of me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema, followed by a moonlit stroll, would be your taste. I eagerly await your response. With great respect, D. Bloodmarch. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow. He's good. So you gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah. I better message him on Dadbook and let him know. Amanda slaps the laptop shut. You have to write him back. A real letter? But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon.
Alright.
Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to a show that you two will like. Then enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. Amanda and I hop on my laptop and pursue showtimes. He doesn't seem to like romantic comedy kind of guy. Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2? Evil Never Dies? I don't know, that sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a critically acclaimed exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah, there's just a lot of blood and vampire titties. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out and then sit down at the table with Amanda to try drafting a nice letter. I start writing. Damien. Good one. What's your next? Hey, remember when your son tried to cask Amontillado that could? I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. Geez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay. We're trucking along. Let him know how you're feeling. You find me in good spirits, for I have felt much the same after our last encounter. I did very much enjoy the adventure we found ourselves in last... That earnest shit was messed up. Nice. Ask him to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. Whilst a strange turn of events, I find myself enamored by the situation at hand. Like Bruegel's landscape in the Fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. Dad? Whoa. I saw it on TV. I'm not an actual intelligent person. Bring it home, Pops. I would very much enjoy your company, accompanying me to the cinema. It would bring me the greatest pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusades 2 Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure we will both find titillating and enjoyable. Poor Dab. And then I sign my name, my full name, fancier that way. Rapscallion. Is that okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. I do hope that this letter finds you in good health. I must confess of my amateur control of the written word, as well as my even more amateur penmanship. Your letter found me in good spirits, and I felt very much the same after our last encounter. Like Bruegel's landscape of the Fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. It would bring me the greatest pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Enclosed, you will find 2 tickets to the Vampire Crusades 2 Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure we will both find titillating and enjoyable. Best wishes, Rapscallion. You spelled his name wrong. What? Nah, just trying to keep you on your toes. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in the mailbox. Can I seal it with tape?
Hey.
That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and turns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. Not exactly. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle and starts to burn down to form a pool of melted wax. What's the other thing? Amanda pours some wax onto the folded letter and expertly presses a small piece of wood into it and lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing, here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in clutch. Well, I guess all I have to do is deliver this to his doorstep now, huh? Oh. I thought we would be getting a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus. Has the good pigeons.
Ah.
Don't get your pigeon from Anthony. They're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot of his door and go back home. Mission accomplished? Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet Damien. The next day, he had left another beautiful crafted letter thanking me of mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit, and I show up at the theater a little bit early. It's a chilling night, and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his voice and turn around to see Damien right behind me. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? Ha, I don't know. I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it going to rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
Huh. What?
What? Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tour tickets. Please, allow me to repay your deed in Sour Patch Kids, or perhaps Milk Duds? Let's do it. We get in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's here. I turn around and find Lucian standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Lucian, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you're spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see some kids' movie about talking animals. I don't really care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. You'll be watching Vampire Crusades 2 Evil Never Dies. You? Watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian rejoins his friends, and I look over at Damien. Good luck with what? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in line for a little longer, and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong. Damien and I take our seats and settle in for the previews. Glancing at him, I can see he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest. Everything is perfectly fine. I'm so excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
No.
Of course, I have a favorite horror. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh, interesting. That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would expect him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film, but that I'd never heard of. That would track. Damien's knuckles are turning white. Looks like he's about to rip the armrest off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies? You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. Damien screams. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not at all scary at all. As we settle in, the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice, and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2. Evil Never Dies. A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. Awaken, my coven. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, it is time. Yes, husband, but also mortal enemy, it is time. The three of them look at each other and then at the camera. For the Vampire Crusade. This rules. The trio of vampires fly off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounds, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of the human army, whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Nice. Romulus, it is good to finally meet you. General, I agree. It is good to finally blood you.
What?
Romulus leaps and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters over everything, including the camera.
Ah!
Damien screams again, reflexively grabbing my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires or blood or vampiric blood.
What?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic, and I got a little too extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit that he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try and make him feel more comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what dads do best. Talk during the movie. Did you notice that the guard fired 7 bullets, but the gun only holds 6 bullets? Yes, that is absolutely unforgiving about filmmaking standpoint. That's almost unwatchable. It's funny how so much easier to point out the tiny mistakes in the work of others than it is to actually create your own thing, huh? Huh. 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 Hey, look. That's an anachronism. The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly, with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene in the movie where Romulus Badblood and the general's wife embrace each other in the script. It appears that the true vampire crusade was the vampire crusade in our hearts, our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out hard. The film fades to black and the end appears on the screen, but then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Carmela, who watch the two from afar. Oh no, twist ending. Our bloodlines have been pure for thousands of years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3. Evil must die again. More thunder, more ominous organs, and the movie fades out again, and the bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, it was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regard to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be. Come, the night is young. Let us take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk, the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. He thinks I'm lovely? Damn. Okay. Here comes the smooth response. No problem. Crushed it. No, we didn't. We were both standing there feeling a little awkward. I'm sure I'm one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? We could maybe stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I have a plan. We turn a corner and greeted by the gates of a cemetery. What? Are we going in there? A little bit of a Victorian flavor wrap, trust me. I'm a little bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and a picnic basket. Wait, where were you hiding that? Under my cloak? Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket. We both sit down, gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheese. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became more popular, a more popular alternative to church burial, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question though. How are you okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling Scary Movie?
What?
I wasn't. He sighs deeply. Okay, yes. I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I've never been good at those. I just feel as if, because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror movies, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm sorry. If I had known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel very peaceful. Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It notices us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly towards us. Its shape taking on more animal form, more feral. I look to Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. This creature's getting closer, moving faster. Woof. Oh. It's a dog. It finally comes over into the light. It's the friendliest, dumbest looking Boston Terrier I've ever seen. It pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hand. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. Hey! We both look up, not expecting to see. Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? What? I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the streets. I put a leash on her and now we're walking around the graveyard together. Hunting cryptids. Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat? Sure. Wouldn't give her any cheese, though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and produces a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up at the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians love dogs. Actually, most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by their small dogs, such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. Let's say we make our way home. Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it, as my knees aren't as what they used to be. He packs up the picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin our walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Rap, if you'll allow me, it would mean great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief. He presses it into my hand. Wow. Thank you, Damien. I approve. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you. Someone who's open to my eccentricities. It is nice to feel appreciated. Thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. Huh. I unlock the door and step inside.
Huh?
Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant.
Huh.
Hey, Dad. What's up? Were you watching me from the window?
Ah.
No. I was just, Okay, yes. How was the movie? Lots of vampire titties.
Yeah.
Told ya. But, as it turns out, Damien is... Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yep, he's so cool it's scary. Nice save, Rap. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though. How can you be so sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be sure I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I don't trust you. Nor I you. We make intense, weary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will you? I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight. Great kid. Date complete. How did we do? This one wasn't so great. But
Are
we
you familiar
still
with the
got an
works of
S?
Corey Feldman? He simply slayed in The Lost Boys.
Such a good pun. All right. Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in after a few bites of ice cream from the freezer. I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass the room, I can hear a faint sound, but can't quite make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda. The crying immediately stops. Not right now. The voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make she's okay. I open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Go away. All right, I'll leave you be. I back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. She immediately starts crying again. Wow, I have no idea what has her so upset. She seemed totally normal. I feel awful just leaving her to cry, but I also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would have only made her more upset. Yeah, that's a tough one. I can't stop mentally cycling through all sorts of awful things she could have been dealing with right now. More than anything, I just want her to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk to me about whatever's bothering her. About 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda. Morning. She drops a frozen waffle into the toaster and slams the freezer door. She won't look at me. Yikes. So, anything big going on at school today? No. Okay. Do you need a ride to school? No. Want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster level and takes her still frozen, her still freezer burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. I have to go. Amanda picks up her bag and storms out. Oh, okay. I haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but it always hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. I sit back at the kitchen table and look at a picture of Amanda. I look at a picture of Amanda and I hanging on the wall. In it, I'm teaching her to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure, unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knee, she would get up and try again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then, she started to cry because she didn't think she needed bandages and wouldn't stop and wanted to keep trying. So I put the bike away. She just stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her for ice cream, and it was like nothing even happened. After giving it a bit of thought, I decided that I will force her to talk to me about it. I'm only going to make things worse, but I have an idea. I started rummaging around for ingredients. I hear Amanda walk into the door. Instead of heading to the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline for her room. She's clearly avoiding me. Hey, Pumpkin. What? Can you come here for a sec? There's a moment of silence. Yeah. I wanted to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I got scared when I know there's something wrong, and even more scared when I feel I can't do anything about it. Dad, So, just whatever it is, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but whatever it is, just know that you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy.
No.
Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I was hoping I could speak to you with a language we both understand. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator and place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting is set by now. Ta-da! Dad! That is a wonderful cake. It took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad and had to start over. That's beautiful. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big ol' hug. I grab a plate and some forks and serve us up some delicious cake. So, it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing. I know I've been really weird lately, and I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I might have to make you a chart. I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes?
Oh.
I guess I should start from the top. So, you know Emma R's going to that fancy art school in California, right? Emma R. I guess you're not technically wrong. It's good to have fallbacks like that one. Anyways, since she got her acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? And she's been spending a lot of time with Grace and Emma P. I just thought it all in my head for a while, but then I found out that Rosie M, from Rosie M, that both of the Emmas, Grace and Noah, all went to a party at Mackenzie F's on the same night. They all told me they were busy studying for the Calc AB vinyl. Yikes. So, another important piece of information is, God, this is embarrassing. I have a crush on Noah, and that's a thing. What? Whoa. I had no idea. I definitely didn't know that. Okay. You're a bad liar. So are you. I learned from the worst. Anyway, so the only person I told about this crush was Emma R, and she promised not to tell anybody. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama, so I just kept quiet and kept going about my business. Amanda sighs. And then, one day, I invite everybody out to eat nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy, like simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we were at a Chips and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable.
Ugh.
So I go to the mall anyway. I get to the food court, and who do I see there but Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out together eating nachos without me. What? It gets better. I'm standing by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arm around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss. No. Yes, I know. So I storm over there, and I'm like, hey. And Grace drops the nacho on her shirt, because of course she does, and Emma R is just like glares at me. Grace, nothing is coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the...
Yeah.
I know. That's an easy one. Grace is the one nobody really likes, or I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything, and I'm just like, you guys suck, which I then realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed, and I just wanted to get out of there. So I left without nachos, might I add, which only further contributed to the shitty day, and immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they were being so weird. And I wrote another one to Emma R asking how long the Noah thing's been going on, and sorry, Noel, that's a lot. Are you still following? Oh, okay. Get a load of this. Emma R says, you know what? Let me just read it to you. Amanda pulls out her phone and reads word for word an arduously long string of text messages.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that? I care so much about Amanda's social life and mental well-being, but man, I do not understand what she's talking about. This is all beyond me, but I'm trying my hardest to be supportive.
Ah.
They were dating in secret for months. So I told her she's being a really terrible friend, and she's like, well, if you think I'm such a terrible friend, then stop being my friend. And I was like, okay. And then she left me on red. And then, wait, left me on red? What's that? Oh, like she saw my message and didn't reply. And now I know because there are read receipts. I don't know what read receipts are, but I'm just going to nod only if you share devices. Gotcha. So while this is happening, I'm talking to Emma P about how mad I am because she's at least being kind of reasonable, and I'm venting to her about how pissed I am about everybody and stuff. And then, out of nowhere, Noah texts me just like, how could you say that about me? And I'm like, say what about you? And he tells me that Emma P sent screenshots of everything I told her to the group chat that I got kicked out of. All right, I think you lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad. There's so much more, but honestly, it's really just stupid teenager stuff. But the bottom line is that everybody dropped me, half of my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. Amanda, I am so sorry. I almost expected it from everybody else, but Emma R's been there since Mom died. I can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. I'm not even that mad that she's dating Noah. I'm just upset that she lied to me about it for so long. Amanda stabs the remnant of her cake. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did they just suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. And as mad as I am about everybody, like, I miss them, Dad. Amanda looks so dejected, I almost can't take it. What could I possibly say to help? Anyways, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. Wow. I know, it's pretty dumb. No. It's a stupid thing to be upset over. Amanda, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings. I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long, long time ago. But seriously, I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. Honey, high school sucks. You make friends with people just because they're there when you're still living in our hometown. That's a pretty small pool of people to choose from. But once you go to college, and once you get out into the real world, you're going to be exposed to all sorts of people, and it's going to be easier to make friends with people who really get you. Some of those friendships last a lifetime. I mean, look at me and Craig. And some of them last a little while, and that's okay too. You're going to make so many awesome new friends at our school. Ultimately, I think this says way more about their character than it does about yours. Because you're amazing, and if they can't see that, well, that's their problem.
Ah,
I'll keep that in mind. I looked down at the table. Did we just eat a whole cake? Yeah, we did just eat that whole cake. Well, good talk. Amanda goes up to her room. Before she closes the door, she turns around. Hey, Pops? Yes? Thank you. You're always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
I love you too, Dad.
I love you too. No, they just said it.
Welcome. You've got dads.
All right, we're going to save right there. Whoop. All right, guys. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I want to give special thanks to those that participated in chat, Mr. Henry and Kassan. Thank you guys very much. I want to remind you guys that all the music that is not provided in-game is provided via the freemusicarchive.org. So if you've heard any of the music and find it enjoyable or just want to check out what they've got, please go to the freemusicarchive.org. It's a great resource. And tomorrow, we will be continuing our Look Back series, helping the new Emperor, played by Sean Bean, Martin Septim, in his journey to actually becoming the Emperor in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. So hope you'll join me for that. Also, if you haven't, please click that, there it is, that follow button right up there. Once we reach 100 followers, we're currently at 67, we will have a 24-hour stream. So let's make that happen, guys. We also have a secondary goal. We currently have 1 subscriber, Mr. Henry, and once we reach 10 subscribers, we will have a bonus stream and giveaway. So if that is something you're interested in seeing happen, if you're interested in winning some prizes, that is an awesome way to do so. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you tomorrow for some Elder Scrolls.